Hi, Ethan. This is a review of your lesson from March 24th, 2023. We'll get right into what you need to practice. What we're going to work on first is the full scale. You did a fantastic job today at your lesson of doing the scale from low G all the way up to high A and then back down again. There are a couple of spots to look out for when you're doing it. The main one would be the transition from D to E. D to E. So we'll do that a little later in the video. Right now, I'd like you to do the scale with me, and let's go ahead and I'm going to turn the metronome on so you can hear the clicks in the background. And while you're listening to that, let's have you go ahead and get a nice low G coverage with the holes. Remember to keep the chanter in a comfortable location, maybe resting on your leg. We don't want it too high up. Okay, relaxed fingers, right? And make sure that your bottom finger here is covering the G hole enough so that you get a solid sound. So let's do a sound check on the low G. Here we go. Ready? Okay, make sure your fingers are in that position and we'll go right into it. We'll start it on 3, starting with low G and then going up every note of the scale. So ready? 1, 2. Now at the lesson, we might not have actually gone down the scale. So if that is not, if you're not ready for that, that is okay. But I think you are. So we're going to keep trying it. What I want to do is lower the speed just a little bit to give extra time for that transition from D to E. Okay, let's do it again. You'll hear the beat in the background there. You hear those clicks. We have plenty of time to think about everything. Get your low G ready. Here's a sound check. I needed a sound check, didn't I? There we go. Ready? And here we go. 1, 2. So how is the landing back onto low G? Remember that sometimes our pinky finger can get too far away from the hole if we don't remember where to place these fingers when we're coming back down. So just make sure that you're doing that right. Let's do that scale one more time. We'll count it on 3. Ready? 1, 2. All right, now if any of those notes weren't clear, you can just pause the video and work on that just a bit on your own. But as far as I'm concerned, 3 runs through the scale is just plenty for warm-up. Now let's go back to this D to E transition. You may recall we do not want to hear a crossing sound, and we worked a lot today at the lesson on making sure you don't make one. When a crossing sound happens, it's because we're coming from D, which is this position, and we're transitioning up to E like that. And we accidentally close all the holes of the chanter while we're making that transition. We accidentally go like this. It's called a crossing sound, or a passing noise, I think is what you had called it, which is very appropriate. All right, so we don't want to make that. We want to have a clear transition from D to E, like this. Right, just 2 notes. First a D, then an E. Okay, so the trick that we talked about was when you're on the D, just lift this E finger just a little bit early, okay? Very little bit, and bring these fingers down afterwards. Okay, so let's try that. Follow me. Watching the early, lifting the E finger a little bit early. Again, starting on D, going to E. So what we're going to do right now is speed that up, okay? And we're going to go E, D to E, D to E, okay? 1, 2. Okay, go back to D. 1, 2. Okay, back to D. 1, 2. So on your own, what I want you to do is pause the video and try to do that transition a little quicker and a little quicker, okay? And see how fast you can do it before maybe a crossing sound comes, maybe one doesn't. Okay, so now that you have practiced going from D to E with no crossing sounds on your own a little bit, we're going to try the other way around, starting on E and going down to D, okay? The idea is the same. We do not want to make a crossing sound. We don't want this. We don't want, right? That's an unintended sound. It's a low G technically for a little while. We don't want that. We want a nice clean sound from E to D like this. That's what we want. So the way to get that with no crossing sound is to when you're on the E, just a little bit, lift these D fingers up before bringing the E finger down. Let's just try that in the air here. Copy me. Got the E finger up. I'm going to lift the D fingers up and bring the E finger down like that. Okay, take a moment on your own to try that. E, D fingers up, down. All right, let's try it together, playing an E, going down to D. 1, 2. Let's try it again. Play me an E. You can see I'm moving my D fingers up, right, a lot before I bring the E finger down. I'm going like that and then bringing it down. We're going to make it a little faster now. Ready? On E, here's what it sounds like. 1, 2. Again. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, hopefully those are working out well for you. If you had any crossing sounds in there as we sped it up a little bit, just pause the video and just take it a little bit slower. No worries, right? But once you've done a few of those on your own, right, successfully with no crossing sounds, the last thing we're going to do is D, E, D, E, D, E, without stopping every time, all right? It's not going to be fast, but we're also not going to take breaks. So we'll play it together. And every time you do the transition, think about getting the fingers up to the next note you're going to, like we talked about, so you don't make a crossing sound. Try it like that. That's how it's going to look. Okay, let's try it. We'll start on D. Ready? Let's do it to the metronome. We'll go a little bit faster than that, not too much. This is 40 beats per minute. Ready? Actually, we'll go down to 37. All right, let's try it. Playing a D. Ready? 1, 2. All right, if that's too fast or just not a comfortable way to practice it, just do it on your own. Pause the video and play some D's to E's with no crossing sounds. Take your time on it, but you don't need to spend a lot of time on this. This video, the amount of time we spent on the video is plenty. All right, very well. Let's get to the next exercise, which is the 5 grace note exercise was sounding quite good. Your fingers were getting a little tired in the lesson. So what I'd like to do is spend a little bit of time on the E, right? We'll do all of them eventually here, but let's just take a look at the E. That's this finger right here. And what I'd like to do is we're going to turn the metronome up to about probably 75, I think is what we'll do. And you can hear that rhythm in the background. Actually, we'll go down to 60. So the way it's going to work, it's the 5 grace note exercise of 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to do that with the E finger. I'll count it so we can start together. Ready? And 1, 2. Did you catch my mistake? I played a G instead of an E. Sorry about that. Let's do it again with E. Okay? 1. Ready? 1, 2. Okay, how was that? I hope that that E finger was happier doing it at that tempo. I think that's a better tempo to start with. Okay, if you need to shake it out, right, get your hands kind of loosened up, that's okay, right? Okay, now let's get your hands back on the chanter in the low A position. Check your low A. Make sure everything's covered, okay? There you go. All right, so let's go ahead and do all of the grace notes at that speed. So we'll do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 on G, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 on F, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 on E, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 on D. Let's try it. Ready? 1, 2. Let's do it again. Ready? 1, 2. All right, let's do it one more time like that. We are at 60 beats per minute. This is slower than you're used to. Remember, what you're listening for is the little blip sounds, the little grace note sounds being the same length for each finger. Okay? And ready? And 1, 2. Okay, hopefully your little blips are sounding the way we want them to. I'm going to ask you to keep it at that tempo for this week. We don't need to go any faster right now. And every day, if you do this for a little while, I think that'll make a huge improvement. And we'll get you to the next level, which is ready for doublings. Now, the last thing that we're going to go over is writing out your scale, all right? And this is just for you, Ethan. We're going to do this together today. And so we have the musical staff here, okay? And I think what I sent you home with was a hand-drawn staff, and that's okay too. Mine's a lot smaller than yours, but we have the 5 lines, right? And right up when you have a note that's right above the top line, you know what this note is. I'm going to draw it, okay? And it has a very distinctive look because, well, no other note on the scale looks like this for us. You see that one right there? It's the only one that we have to draw a line through. And do you know the name of this note? I know you do. High A. High A. Okay. So I'm going to write that here. Under it, I'm going to write high A. Okay? Right below it. Like that. Okay. So I'd like you to do that. You can name it if you want, or you can wait till later. You can pause the video if you want. Okay, the next note down, so this one here is sort of on its own. The next note down the scale is the one that will rest right on top of this top line. So the little ball of the note will rest right on top of it. It looks like this. See it? Go ahead and draw yours. And what is the name of that note? It's the one right below high A. It's high G. So let's go ahead and write that. High G. See that? Okay. So remember, what happens with the notes is they take turns. One note will be straddling a line where the top part of the little circle is above a line, half of it's above it, a line, and the other half is below. The next circle will be right either on top of a line in this case or exactly between two lines. So the next note has to be what? It has to go split this line right here where half of the circle is above, half is below. So that's going to look like this. Like that. And that note is what? F. This is F. See that? Okay, so we're following the rules, right? How the notes move down the staff. This one was splitting a line. This one was on top of one. This one's splitting a line. The next one's going to be directly in between these two, right? So let's draw that. And make sure it looks accurate. Take your time. There you go. So look like that. And what note is this? We're going down the scale. High A, high G, F, E. Here we have E. Okay, let's do that. There you go. E. Okay, once you're done writing the letter E, where is the next note going to be? Is it going to be in between two lines or on a line, like straddling top and bottom of a line? I think you know the answer. It's going to be straddling this line here. So let's draw it. See that? There it is. And what's it called? D. That's D. All right, I'm going to draw a D here, like that. All right, now we're going down the scale, right? Continuing. The next note, so this note is straddling a line. Half of it's above, half of it's below this line here. So the next one down is going to be what? Is it going to be in between, or is it going to be straddling a line? What's the pattern? Straddling a line, in this case on top of, straddling a line, in between, straddling a line, in between. Okay, so let's draw it. This note is going to be in between two lines. And this note is, what's the note before C? I mean, before D? I gave you the answer, right? This is a C. So let's write C here. There you go. Like that. Okay, take a moment. Make sure yours looks like this. All right. What's the next note going to be? Or where is it going to be drawn? We got this one right in between two lines. So it has to be straddling the line below. Right? We're just going down the scale, aren't we? Okay, here we go. That's what it looks like. And this one is B. So I'm going to write a B under it. So look like that. Okay, next note. Where's it going to be? This one was straddling a line, so the next note has to be between two lines. Right? Let's draw it. You see that? Okay, and which one is that? A. We're just going down the alphabet from G, right? G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Or if we went the other way, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? All right, that's A. What's the very last, where's the position of the very last note that we're going to draw? This one's between two lines, so this next one must straddle this line below it. So let's draw that. It'll look like that. Go ahead and draw that. And the name of that note, it's the lowest note on the chanter. The lowest note on the chanter is low G. Like that. See that? Low G. This is low A. But I already called this one high A, so I think you know that's low A. Those are the 9 notes that we play, all right? I want you to do this every day. All right, I'm going to send you some of this paper that your mom can print out, and I want you to do this once a day with the lesson. It's going to take some time, but you're going to be really good at these notes. Have a good time. Good work.